Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Miguel back again with another video. And I want to talk a little bit about pads or iPads or just tablets in general. When you think pads or tablets, the first thing that comes to mind is usually the iPad. But if you're not into the Apple ecosystem and you want to buy something else, then you obviously only have the option to look at Android tablets. And if you're looking to stay within a budget, then you really don't have a lot of options. That's until now. So Honor recently came out with the Honor Pad 8, which pretty much will give you almost everything that you're looking for in a tablet while staying in a budget. Having a 12-inch 2K resolution display, 8 speakers, double the storage that you will get from the base level iPad, the Honor Pad 8 is a great alternative to look at if you're in the market for a budget option. Now coming down to the unboxing, we also have the Pad 8 Smart Keyboard, which we are going to be looking at as well. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox both of these things, starting with the pad here. First of all, let's look at the specs here. We have 128 gigs of internal storage and we also have 6 gigs of RAM. This also comes in only one color, which as you can see here is the Blue Hour, which I really don't know what that means, but that is the color that we get. It kind of reminds me of the color that we had on the MacBook Air, the M2 edition. So let's go ahead and take a quick look. All right, we have the tablet here in front of us. And a pretty decent, pretty thin device in my opinion. Let's go ahead and look at the other things here. You will pretty much get your paperwork in here, but because this is a review unit, you don't have anything apart from the USB-C to USB-C cable. We also have a charger here, which is a, this is a 22.18 watt charger. In some places I did see that there is a 22 watt charger, but here we get 18 watts. It is a supercharged, but I don't know if this really will be supporting fast charge. We'll also go ahead and unbox the smart keyboard here. And this can be used as a case and both a keyboard at the same time if you want to use this as a work device. Okay. That's it, okay. Okay. Talking about the design, as I mentioned, it is a pretty slick device here. This actually comes at 6.9 millimeters thick, which is really not very thick in my opinion. I mean, I have my iPhone 12 here, and it's actually a little bit thinner. Yeah, it's thinner than my iPhone 12 that I have here. So it's pretty decent design. It has that square edge design, which a lot of companies are nowadays adapting. And we have this matte finish on the back, but you know, immediately it also, even though it is a matte finish, it has a lot of fingerprints right away as soon as I took it out. And again, the color here is called the Blue Hour color, which I don't get why they call it Blue Hour, but that's just Honor's way of naming their devices. One of the things that I noticed here is that we have speakers on both sides, and this apparently has 8 speakers. So it has 4 speakers on one side and 4 speakers on the other side. We have our power button here, our volume rocker here, and we have the USB-C port right under here. There is no headphone jack, which is something that I would have wished that we still had in case we want to watch movies or something like that. But I guess we don't have it. Let's go ahead and turn this on. While we're turning this on, another thing that I did also notice is that it's not really too heavy. Despite being a 12-inch pad, it's pretty lightweight. I think this is just around 500 grams, a little bit over 500 grams, which is pretty lightweight considering the size that you get here. Okay, now talking about the display, this has what I think is a good display. I wouldn't really say it's bad. It has a 2K resolution, which is decent enough, but it is an LED display. So that's one of the things that you have to keep in mind. But again, looking at the price point at 1,200 dirhams, this is really not bad at all. We also don't have the option of a higher refresh rate, so we only have 60 hertz here, and we don't have 90 or 120, although I wish that we would have seen at least 90. But again, looking at the price point, this really isn't something that I would be complaining about. Another thing that Honor introduced with the Pad 8 is the Ultra eye protection, something like that, which is which I really don't know the exact details of what it is, but guessing by the name, I'm pretty sure that it is a technology or a feature which doesn't strain your eyes too much or doesn't really have a negative effect on your eyes. So that's nice to see. Apart from that, the brightness is okay. It's pretty decent. Again, for indoor use, it's perfectly fine. It's not overly bright, so it's not, I wouldn't say it's something that would blow your mind away. I think there would be a bit of an issue when it comes to using this outside. But a lot of the times we're not really using tablets outside, so that's not really something that I'm concerned about. The bezels here as well are not too thick. They're just fine. I think this is a pretty decent design. And I like that we don't have a specific notch here or a separate cutout for the camera. I like that the camera is embedded into the bezel, so we don't have that extra notch going down there. So when it comes to the UI and the operating system on the Honor Pad 8, this comes with Android 12, and on top of that we have the Magic UI 6 skin on top, which essentially is kind of very much like a stock Android option, but you have different options that are obviously tweaked to Honor's designs. We also have the multi-screen or multi-display feature, where if you have another Honor device, you can actually swap displays. And that's one of the options that we have been seeing for quite a while. I did also notice that there isn't really a lot of bloatware here, so it's not like you have to worry about bloatware. You have your everyday apps. There's nothing extra here, and this also does come with Google services, all of Google services implemented, pre-installed actually. So that's one of the things that you also get in the Honor Pad 8. Now, when it comes to the cameras, I'm gonna say that cameras are not really a plus point when it comes to tablets specifically, because I've never seen a decent tablet with a decent camera. I've seen decent tablets with cameras, but I've never seen a decent camera on a tablet, and this is no exception either. We have a 5 megapixel camera on the back, which I don't know what you're gonna do with, but I mean, looking at the quality, okay, this is the front camera. But I mean, even here, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's not really good. I mean, it's very pixelated. It's just there because obviously it's weird that you don't have cameras nowadays on devices. So it's just there for the aesthetics. It's not going to serve you any purpose. On the front as well, surprisingly, the front camera is also a 5 megapixel camera. So if you guys can see this, again, this is not something that would be considered decent. It's just okay. It's there to serve its purpose. For example, if you're having a Zoom meeting or if you have a Skype meeting, yeah, it'll do the job, but it's not really something that you want to take selfies with. Even though we do have the beauty filter over here, which which doesn't do really anything apart from brighten your skin and smooth out the skin texture. But yeah, it's just there because obviously we have to have a camera there. When it comes to the performance, that's where the tablet kind of shines. So it has a Snapdragon 680 chipset, which is a very decent chipset, something right in the middle. It's not going to be a very hardcore performing chip. That's not what it's meant to be, but it's perfectly fine for everyday user, even as a work tablet. You can play memory heavy games like PUBG, but you really wouldn't want to play it with the Ultra HD settings or something that's extra, performance demanding. But yes, you can play PUBG in this, you can play Call of Duty in this, which are both pretty heavy games. But this is not really a gaming tablet. It's not made for that. Everyday use, perfectly fine. Work tablet, perfectly fine. If you want to know about the benchmark or the Antutu scores of this will give you between 200,000 and 250,000 points, which again, it's not a lot, but you have to consider the price point, 1,200 dirhams. Not bad at all. I wouldn't really be complaining at this price point. Now, finally coming to the battery side of things, the Honor Pad 8 is really good when it comes to that. It has a massive 7,250 milliampere battery, which should be more than enough for everyday use. This would very easily be able to give you all-day performance. So if you're using this again as a work device or just for your kids or even for gaming, watching movies, You shouldn't really have to worry about that. Even at 40% here, it says 20 hours and 16 remaining, which is really decent. But if you use this very heavily, then 20 hours, 25 hours, really, really decent battery life, in my opinion. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the Honor Pad 8. I believe this is a pretty decent tablet when it comes to at least Android tablets. It is a budget tablet. So if you're in the market looking for a tablet that will give you iPad vibes, but with a cheaper budget option, I highly recommend the Honor 8 at 1200 dirhams. This is really not bad at all. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think of the Honor Pad 8. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.